We are back. It's Wednesday, and we are here for the Donor Conversation weekly with Coach Tivy. My name is Brian with Practivated. Here at Practivated, we are the first ever and only AI donor conversation platform. It is a space where you can go into all of the different situational challenges that you might face in order to prepare for a donor meeting. We also have our AI coach Tivy, which is an open forum for feedback, strategizing, working through messaging, you name it, any kind of coaching that you need to strengthen your conversations with donors. Coach Tivy is there for you. And we're going to get some feedback today from our AI coach. So, Charlotte, welcome. Why don't you introduce us to the topic that we're going to be diving into this week? And just so everyone knows, every single week, we actually, in the Practivated platform, publish a brand new conversation scenario to help fundraisers prepare throughout the year-end giving season. So this is a brand new donor conversation scenario that is live this week.
Yeah, hi everyone. So happy to be joining you again this Wednesday as we get closer and closer to Giving Tuesday and year-end giving. We really wanted to focus in on some of those conversations that are going to move the needle at this time of the year. And a lot of times that's with our current donors. So your current donors are really the group that you want to be stewarding and deepening that relationship and increasing, giving, whether it's moving from a single gift to monthly giving or increasing the ask for the amount. So that's really where this conversation came about is we really wanted to focus on engaging your loyal donors as a part of your strategic plan for year-end giving, practicing inviting them to increase their gift in a way that's meaningful to them, mission aligned, and really maintaining that trust and gratitude for their continued support. In this conversation, you really want to guide the donor toward like an upgraded year in contribution, and by doing so, connecting their past impact with like the growing needs of your organization. So really, again, deepening that alignment and that connection with the donor. And like I said, it's always, new donors, bringing in new donors is wonderful and great. But it's really important that we engage these loyal donors because that's really where I think you can kind of see a difference in your year-end giving. And so the goal here is ending with a defined next step for a commitment or follow-up. So securing that kind of pledge or commitment is the goal, and making sure they feel that you're aligned and they feel the support and gratitude for their giving already.
Amazing. And this is a great opportunity to also simultaneously turn the tide on retaining our donors and our donor
Yeah.
retention metrics.
Mhm.
So let's just dive right into it. Charlotte,
Yeah.
why don't you bring us through this donor conversation simulation? Excited to see how you navigate it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, really, really quickly in practice scenario dashboard, you can search by the title. You can search by type of donor, relationship phase here. So major gifts, first meeting, initial engagement, lapsed donors, or you can look by skill indicators. So we have 16 different skills. We'll dive into the feedback page here in a moment, post conversation. But you can kind of view your different conversation options by what skills you're looking to develop. So we're going to jump right in. Here we go.
Oh, hi. It's great to hear from you. I saw your number pop up and thought it might be about year-end giving. How are things going as you wrap up the year?
Hi, it's so wonderful to hear from you. Thank you for taking the call. And I just wanted to say thank you for your continued monthly support, Jordan. It's an incredible impact to our students. Our students in several schools have access to better learning materials and resources thanks to gifts like yours. This year, I did want to share a little bit about a program we're launching, and wanted to see if you had just a moment so I could share more about that program. And that's really where our focus is on year-end giving. So I wanted to take a moment to update you.
Absolutely, Charlotte. I'd love to hear more. I've always appreciated how you all keep me in the loop, and knowing the students are benefiting directly really means a lot. It feels good to know my monthly support is helping in some way. I'm definitely curious about the new program you're working on. What's it about? It sounds like it's something important if you're making it a centerpiece for year-end giving.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And it's so critical that students have access to technology, not just at school, but at home too. And what we see is that students who don't have access to internet or a laptop or computer at home, they don't do as well in their progress at school. So lower scoring. We see it even into graduation and the results of like getting into university or career paths. And so this year we're launching a program to provide laptops to students in income school districts across the area. And these laptops will be provided to the students for them to take home. And then they'll also come along with an internet stipend for their families. And these devices will allow students to participate fully in digital learning. They'll be able to complete assignments at home, build critical tech skills for the future. Once they're in high school, they'll be able to more easily apply for colleges and job applications. And so this is critical work, and we really wanted to focus in on this for end of year giving, because this is going to be a program we're launching next year, and we want to have the greatest impact we can um, across our area for these students. Is that something that's of interest to you? I want to kind of hear from you. You've supported things like this in the past for our organization, and so wanted to get your thoughts.
Wow, Charlotte. That actually hits really close to home. I work in tech myself, and I see how much of a head start people have when they're comfortable with digital tools early on. I can only imagine how discouraging it must be for a student who's trying their best but doesn't have the tools to keep up or even finish homework after school. I had no idea the connection between lack of access at home and outcomes like graduation rates was that steep, though it makes sense. I really appreciate how you're thinking about not just getting laptops into kids' hands, but also making sure internet isn't a barrier. That combination feels really thoughtful and complete. Yeah, I definitely say this is something that aligns with why I started supporting in the first place. It's neat to see how things are evolving. I remember a few years ago when my gift helped the library get updated learning software, so this feels like a powerful next step. What does a contribution at the end of the year actually help cover with this program? Like, what would an upgraded gift make possible specifically?
Jordan, you're absolutely right that this is just the next step from, access to resources like this at the library with our program a few years back. This is taking it into the students' homes and ensuring that they have access for homework and those applications at any time of day, and they don't have to rely on transportation to and from the library. And it's really important to us that we kind of focus in on this work. So what we are looking at with our monthly givers, such as yourself, our monthly donors, we are asking for a small increase to your monthly recurring gift. And so what we're looking at is an increase of $50 to your monthly gift. And how that would benefit the program is we could provide laptops to 10 additional students if we get increase your monthly gift to by $50, and ensure that those students have the support and training to use these laptops effectively. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this program excites you, it sounds like it does, but I want to make sure there's alignment there, and then how that increase in your monthly giving feels.
Thanks, Charlotte. I really appreciate how clearly you laid that out. It's pretty amazing to think that just a $50 increase each month could help reach 10 more students with not only the equipment, but also the support they need to actually make full use of it. That kind of scale is exciting. And yeah, the way you're describing it, I can totally see how this builds on the work you've already done in schools. I think what stands out to me the most is how this isn't just about handing out laptops. It's about equipping students with long-term skills and opportunities they wouldn't otherwise have access to. That really resonates. I like to talk it over with my partner before I commit to the upgrade, and just make sure we're aligned on a few financial things heading into the holidays. But I'm definitely leaning toward yes. Would it be okay if I got back to you in the next few days? I really want to be part of this next step forward.
Yes, Jordan, I thank you so much for your consideration. I understand wanting to think it over and include your partner in thinking it over. What I can do is send a summary of exactly how your increased monthly gift will be used, and what that would look like for an entire year of giving with the organization. We can definitely follow up next week. I'll send that email today with the information, and we can follow up next week, same time. Does this time work for you to for me to give you a call?
Yes, Charlotte. Thank you. That would be perfect. I really appreciate you offering to send more details. That'll give me something concrete to review and talk about at home. And yes, this time next week works great for a follow-up call. I'll put it on my calendar so we're ready. I'm really glad you reached out today. It means a lot to feel like I'm part of something bigger and that my gift could help close the gap for students who deserve every opportunity. I'm looking forward to reading more and talking again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time today, Jordan, and I'll send over that information. It'll also include a link, just if you talk it over with your partner and do decide to increase, that link will help you set that up right there. And we won't need to connect next week, but I would love to chat anyway, if that's the case. And we just appreciate your ongoing support. It really has had a significant impact on our students, and providing them safe technology use for the last 10 years of your support. So thank you so much. Okay.
Amazing. So while your feedback is being gathered, I'm just curious, what were your reflections and feelings on the conversation? What stands out to you?
Um, yeah, I think for this one, I if I could rewind 10 minutes, I would have set it to medium or difficult, just because I think this one is one where it would have been helpful to have a little bit more of that kind of pushback to help
Mm,
me work through some of those um, challenges you face in a donor call. Because I do think that the donor was pretty open and receptive to the increase. But it was, I think it also helped to have done my research on my pretend role play donor around their past giving and what they had given to, what programs and initiatives of the organizations they had given to in the past, and how that aligned with this end of year initiative and program we were looking to support in the new year. And so having that alignment with where the donor had been giving their monthly support to, was kind of nice to make, it kind of led the conversation to feel more open and feel aligned with what they were looking
mm,
to do. So yeah, I think that's really important. I think I would have maybe had a clearer specific end of year pitch around more about the program. I didn't go into it with that prepared, and so I kind of left it a little bit surface level.
yeah.
But uh, you know, I think that that would have been helpful had I had more information on the program.
Mm, that's great. Well, let's dig in and see what the feedback says.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our feedback page, where you will be scored on 16 different skill sets in these 4 different areas. Communication and delivery will look at things like how your confidence was throughout the conversation. Did you have a good structure and transitions throughout it? How was your your next step? Did you have a defined next step and follow up with the donor? And then fundraising specific skills, around alignment, vision articulation, ask effectiveness, and then relationship building, really deepening that relationship, your listening skills, um, and then strategic thinking as well. So that's a little bit more around navigating some of those challenges or gathering some more insight, doing some discovery into their interests. So I would say, I feel like these scores are pretty accurate for the conversation.
Mm.
I did feel pretty shaky on the ask, feeling a little, I think, having done these for a few weeks now, this one I went into a little bit more like, oh, let's just like off the cuff do it, feeling a little shakier, less confident in the role play. And I could tell that in myself. So um, I'm curious what Tivi has to say about my ask effectiveness and what I could have done better in the conversation. So you will get a little bit of that here, what to try next. So it says here, specify how the additional funds will be used and the direct impact. I did go into that a little bit with the laptops for the students, but I think there's always more. Like I said, when we were kind of recapping, I think I could have had more to share about the program, that we were really like that end of year initiative we were really focusing on. So let's ask Tivi.
Hello, Charlotte. How can I support you in improving the ask effectiveness? I've seen your feedback and conversation. Let's explore how we can strengthen this area together.
Hey, Coach Tivi, I definitely agree with the scoring here for ask effectiveness. I think I had a good ask of increasing the monthly giving. I had a specific amount I was asking him for. I did provide a little bit of detail around the impact of that amount, like how many laptops that would provide if he increased by that amount each month. But I do think I left out quite a bit on providing more in-depth kind of ask around the program and the end of year initiative and how that could impact the organization overall. I would be interested in hearing your feedback on that.
You're absolutely on the right track, Charlotte. You made a relevant, timely ask, and you included a tangible metric, 10 students, which definitely helped the donor grasp impact. What was missing wasn't the what, but the why now and why this matters at scale.
Mhm.
To strengthen future asks, layer in urgency and program level impact before or right after specifying the dollar increase. For example, we're aiming to reach 500 students by February, right as college apps and internships ramp up. If we can scale this now, we set them up not just to catch up, but leap ahead. Your increased monthly gift is a powerful part of hitting that goal. This frames the ask within a time-sensitive opportunity and a measurable outcome beyond just the 10 students. What's one program-wide data point or milestone you could incorporate to spark that sense of urgency in your next call?
Love that. I feel like I've
Amazing.
got a few feedbacks from Tivi around how, an ask is really, there's just so many pieces that go into making an ask effective. And often you think if I make, I give the amount, I give the direct impact, I give, more information about the program, you think, this is a strong ask. And it is. But what would take it just a little step further is that timeliness, like bringing in what a little bit of that urgency around if we provide X, this number of students is going to be able to, you know, benefit from being able to submit or their college applications by the spring. That is such a good way to present urgency without it being, we need this now, with no kind of background on why and the impact of the gift. So really excellent feedback from Tivi, like always.
Yeah, that was great feedback. And I also think it's helpful because I thought like how she positioned it was was brilliant. And,
Yes. Mhm.
if you ever, after you come out of a coaching session like that with Tivi, what's great is that there is a transcript available so that you
Mhm.
can, you can capture that line and digest it and, mold it into, your own talking points, as
Yeah.
you find it helpful in preparing for the real meeting. So,
Yeah.
really
And
powerful.
I think what I would even do from this conversation is I would take what she just shared there and I would go into a coaching with Tivi session and really lay out what that transcript could look like with future donors with that ask, um, and just kind of narrow in what that phrasing looks like and then practice it again, before diving into the real life conversations.
Amazing. Well, that was so helpful, Charlotte. Thanks for diving into how to navigate an end of year upgrade ask. And, if anyone's interested in learning more, we actually just released a study. It is a benchmark report on the state of donor conversations. We actually took 370 of these simulations across 106 real fundraisers that are in the platform actively having conversations. And we looked at the data and trends across all of their scores to look at where are fundraisers across the sector performing really well in their donor conversations, and where can we quantify and identify the areas of growth and the areas of opportunity to, effectively secure more funding for our mission through conversations with our donors. So scan the QR code, check out that report. It's absolutely incredible. And we will be back next week. Next Wednesday is the Wednesday before Giving Tuesday. And so we will have a special Giving Tuesday donor conversation session for you all as you make your final preparations for the giving season to formally kick off. And until next time, we'll see you next week. Thanks,
Thanks,
Charlotte.
everyone.
With every modern tool and technology available to us, why do we still struggle to meet the donor where they are in their journey? It's because technology can't replace the number one skill set fundraisers use and need every single day to move from insights to action: the art of human conversation and connection. Because conversations move missions. The right conversation can unlock generosity, deepen trust, and fuel impact. But fundraisers rarely get a safe place to practice those high-stakes moments. That's why we built Practivated, the first AI-powered donor conversation simulator built just for fundraisers. Our AI coach, Tivi, provides real-time, personalized feedback so every fundraiser can build confidence, sharpen their storytelling, and strengthen relationships.
I'm your strategic fundraising coach built right into Practivated. My whole focus is helping fundraisers like you take confident, high-impact action by aligning with what truly drives donor behavior. I'm trained in evidence-backed strategies that center authentic connection, ethical storytelling, and time-smart execution. Nothing fluffy, all results-oriented. So whether you're navigating a tricky donor conversation, refining your outreach, or battling fundraising fatigue, I'm here for just-in-time guidance that's practical and actionable.
Ready to see it in action? Step into practice today. Practivated, confidence for every conversation.